Hey guys, Jordan Nielsen, your host of Real Estate Pros on Lister Pros TV. Today we're in our Tempe studio with Kaushik Sirkar. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day and joining me on Real Estate Pros.
As always, Jordan, thanks for having me. Happy to talk to your audience and see what we can, all learn together.
Awesome. So for those watching that don't know who you are, we'll give you a moment to introduce yourself.
Sure. Kaushik Sirkar, the Sirkar Group Real Estate. That's my sales team name. It's over 2 brokerages in 2 states. Call Realty in Arizona and On Q Real Estate in California. Shout out to Josh Call, the broker. He's awesome. Shout out to Mindy and Melissa, the associate brokers. They're awesome. For other agents out there, if you want to come on board, a lot of residual income opportunities, and I'm always looking for people to join my team as well.
Awesome. So where's Call Realty here in Arizona, and then On Q, right?
Yep.
In California?
So the offices, which I never set foot in except for the holiday parties, in Arizona, there's one in Gilbert, there's one in Scottsdale. On Q is located in San Diego, and I've never set foot in that office in my life. The business happens in Arizona throughout the Phoenix Metro, and in Southern California, literally throughout all of Southern California. San Diego, OC, LA, Ventura County, Inland Empire, the whole shebang.
So obviously there's a dynamic there of working into 2 completely different markets, right? It's significantly different in Arizona than California. So what are those big differences as you work both?
You know, there are a lot of differences. I would say the thing that jumps out first is the transaction process. In Arizona, buyers usually do inspections first, appraisals second. Transactions take a little bit longer to close, on average 35 to 45 days. California, although there's more paperwork, accelerates the process. California says, hey, you need to do your inspections and appraisal in parallel. Closings happen a lot faster. They're a little more hectic, but they definitely happen a lot faster. I'm sure you're well aware, vastly different price points in general. You can get a nice home in Arizona in the Phoenix Metro, $300,000-$400,000. In Southern California, you're talking a little tiny studio condo for that price point, right?
Right.
So we work with lots of folks in both sides, both states. Sometimes, if I sell somebody their $1 million, $1.5 million house in Orange County, they're not going to buy additional rental properties there. They come to the Phoenix Metro to invest in rental properties for $200, $250, $300. So the whole gamut, the whole spectrum.
So what are the differences in working with different price point buyers and sellers? From you got $3 million or higher in California, and maybe your average of $300,000 here. So what's the difference in working with both clients?
The reality is, clients want to be treated in a certain way. They want advice, they want guidance, they want suggestions, they want service. They don't want to be dictated to. There isn't necessarily a difference between a $3 million client and a $300,000 client, because they could actually be the same person. I may sell one individual a $3 million home, and then they buy 3, 4, 5, 6 more $300,000 homes as rental properties. It's the same person. Why am I going to treat them differently? Why am I going to give them a different level of service, just based on the price point that they're buying? This is a referral business, Jordan, as you know. If I sell somebody a $300,000 home, and their buddy may be in the market for a $3 million home, they're not going to refer me if I do a lousy job. So treat everyone with respect, treat everyone well, professionally, get the job done, take care of them, client first.
And then I also noticed that you're also a loan officer as well, so talk to us about that.
It's interesting you bring that up, actually. The loan officer business, Interest Smart Home Loans, for those of you at home. I'm not licensed in all the states we do business, but the company is licensed in 14 states, the whole West Coast, Southwest, Jersey, where I grew up, a lot of places. I am never the realtor and the loan officer on the same transaction. But let me ask you a question. If you were shopping for a realtor to sell your house, to help you buy a house, and maybe you have your own loan officer, maybe you don't, but say you're listing a house, odds are 80, 90, 95% of the time, the offer that comes in that you're going to select is going to be a financed offer. Do you want the realtor who's on your side to know nothing about that big part of the process? Or do you want the realtor who's on your side to thoroughly understand the lending side of the business?
Right.
When we get offers, we see the pre-qualification letters on my listings. We know what lender they're coming from. I know what lenders close on time. I know what lenders have a history of not closing on time. And I can share that info with my clients for them to be able to make an educated decision on which offer to accept, especially if there are multiple offers. If you've got lender A and they've got a great reputation on one offer, and on offer two you've got lender B, they've got a lousy reputation and they always close late, or they often close late, I can feed those insights to my client. Somebody else may not be able to.
Right. I mean, that sounds like a great benefit to buyers and sellers both, knowing the process, even though you're not, doing both on a single transaction.
Not on a single transaction. You're right. I do some loans. I do some FHA loans, conventional loans, VA loans, USDA loans, jumbo loans. There's the doctor loan for physicians and whatnot, other professionals. So we're definitely slinging out some loans. Again, service, listen to what the client wants, etc. But yes, even if I never did a single loan, knowing that business, knowing that side of the business is immensely important in a real estate transaction.
So talk to us a little bit about the current market conditions in California and Arizona.
So, California is a big place. It's not going to be the same in Ventura County as it is in LA, OC, San Diego, etc. California has been going up and up for a while, and we're seeing probably recently, some leveling off of the market. At some level, the recent interest rate drops have kind of stopped that leveling. Things are pretty brisk still over there. In the Phoenix metro in Arizona, we're seeing a ton of activity. It's crazy right now. You have a lot of people moving here. The local economy is great. All these people are buying homes. Rents have gone up. They decide to buy homes. The Phoenix real estate market is typically more seasonal. It picks up in the March timeframe, and it really starts to slow down after about August 1st when most people want to be settled for the school year. Sometimes there's a trailing effect. You still have activity throughout August into September. This year feels different because this year, mid-July, where we're at now, is as busy as April or May. So I think it's going to continue longer. Back to Southern California, it's not as seasonal. It's not as related directly to the school year. So you see more of a type of steady activity throughout the year. Price points are very different, right? Most people gainfully employed in Phoenix can, I'm not going to say they will, but they can buy properties. That's not the case in California. In California, you have a lot of lifetime renters, right? They are renting for the long haul. They don't want to invest in the real estate market. But those that do, they usually have deeper pockets because, a quote-unquote nice condo in LA or OC is going to be $600,000, $700,000, $800,000, right? A nice home that you're going to buy in Phoenix or in Scottsdale or in Chandler for $500,000, depending on where in Southern California, that could be $1.2 million, it could be $2 million, it could be $2.5 million. So it's very broad. Each submarket is a little unique.
So what are some of your main focuses right now in real estate in 2019?
Just trying to take care of all the clients. I think in the next 2 weeks, I'm putting 7 homes up for sale. I think 4 in Phoenix and 3 throughout SoCal. So it's just running around, making sure everyone is, all my clients are happy. Make sure the work that you guys do is on point, which it always is, the photography, the videography, the Matterport, et cetera, especially for our higher dollar listings. The Matterport, the videography, all that stuff is very, very important. Just be there as the resource for the clients every step of the way. What I've seen, especially with some of the higher dollar transactions, and more so in California than here, I've picked up buyers and sellers that are, multi-million-dollar type folks. Their previous agents were dictating to them because they're famous. Maybe they're on a TV show, but they're dictating to them what they should be doing. And I believe whether you're a $3 million client, $10 million, $300,000, you dictate to me. I work for you. I give you guidance. I give you suggestions. I give you thoughts. I point out negatives. I point out positives, but I don't boss you around. So that's kind of what's going on in the 2 markets. I know I went off on a little bit of a tangent there.
So what can people expect from a transaction perspective, like closing? How long are closings taking right now in 2019? I know a few years ago it was kind of a lot of times, depending on the lender, right? That's usually the variable that takes a while. What are average closings in days on market looking like?
Yep. Well, we chatted about the lender part of it.
Yeah.
All lenders are not created equal. It's very helpful to know which lender is superior and which lender is inferior when you're going to sign paperwork for a real estate transaction. Most of my transactions in Arizona, I would say, are 35 to 40 days. Probably 37 is kind of the average that I'm seeing. A lot of, if I'm representing the buyer, the seller may want it closed in 30. And of course, I'm going to want the same for my clients when I represent the seller. You just got to see if there's a major holiday involved, if there's some tricks or some unique aspects of that contract that would keep it from closing in that timely manner. Mm-hmm. California can be different, right? Usually the timelines are compressed. In California, the standard contract inspections are done in 17 days. All loan contingencies are done in 21 days, and these are done in parallel. So theoretically, somebody can close much faster, right? And when you write an offer in California, you get a counter offer. Sometimes those contingency timeframes are shortened from the 17 and 21 days to even less. So in California, you can be done pretty darn quickly. You've got to have the right lender working for you that can close that deal pretty darn quickly. Because if the lender is a lag, that's a problem.
Right. So what are the tricks to closing a loan faster as a loan officer yourself?
You do your work at step A. A loan you may go from A to Z, right?
Right.
The key is getting all your ducks in a row at the beginning, right at A. A lot of lenders will spit out pre-quals. Oh, yeah, you put in an application, here's a pre-qual. When we're working as the lender, and the lender partners I do have when we're not working as the lender, you got to be thorough, right? You've got to take in the whole application. You've got to review the credit report. You've got to review the debts, the liabilities. You've got to get copies of the W-2s for self-employed people, the tax returns. The Schedule C, this schedule, that schedule. You got to get it all and look at it ahead of time, ideally before you submit the pre-qual. Because especially in California, if you submit the pre-qual and then you got to review stuff for another 5, 7, 10 days, that's half of your loan contingency period right there.
Right.
So you got to be thorough from the get-go.
So if somebody watching this is interested in having you represent, so actually I guess talk to us a little bit about the type of clients, what areas you cover a little bit more specifically, and then how people get a hold of you.
At a high level, anybody in the Phoenix Metro or anywhere in Southern California looking to buy or sell, maybe they need to refinance a loan, they just want to, bounce some ideas off me. I try to be as available as possible. My phone is upside down for this interview, but normally it's in my hand. I'm always available. Buyers, sellers, I do have kind of the typical profile or a few typical profiles in the Phoenix Metro. A lot of tech professionals and a lot of medical professionals end up being my clients in Phoenix. I still get some of those in Southern California, tech professionals, medical professionals, but over there I also get some entertainment professionals and some more high-performing business professionals that may own their own business or something like that. My contact info?
Yeah, throw it out there, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There's many ways to get a hold of me. The Sirkargroup.com. My global website, which links to all my sub-websites, thesirkargroup.com. My phone number, area code 480-600-2808. And on the mortgage side, if they want to put in an application, they need help with a refinance, or maybe they're buying a house in Washington State or New Jersey where I can have one of the other team members in the mortgage company assist them, go to www.sirkarmortgage.com and fill out the application as well.
Awesome, Kaushik. Kaushik, it's been very informational what you've shared today, and it was great having you on for the second time, and we will see you guys on the next episode.